Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kiannajit, and today we are finally doing Ask Your Besties. This has been I think I've told you guys for the past 2 weeks that I'm going to do Ask Your Besties, but I'm finally doing it. Okay. I know. I'm sorry. I just get these ideas in my head and I'm like, I need to talk about it. So that's usually what happens, but we are doing Ask Your Besties, and the questions that I have for you guys today, the ones that I've picked, wow, they are piping hot tea, okay? We're going to be talking all different types of stuff. This episode is definitely going to be a big sis advice episode. We're going to be talking about some deepish type things, and I'm really excited about it. I love Ask Your Besties because I know that there's so many different things that we are all going through, and that's a huge thing that I preach all the time is you don't know what other people are going through. You have no idea what they're going through in their life. So be nice, be kind, because people are going through some crazy ass shit behind closed doors, and you never know how your kindness can make somebody feel at the end of the day. So make sure you guys are being kind to one another, because some people are going through some serious shit. Okay. Or they're in their heads. So also don't take things personal, because people be going through shit and they be in their own fucking head and don't realize that they're being rude or that they're hurting people's feelings because they got so much shit going on in their head. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Let's do our first Ask Your Bestie question. It is, so I found the almost perfect guy, but there's one out of my 10 non-negotiables he has. He has an 11-year-old daughter. What do I do? Okay. I could talk about this kind of topic forever. Not necessarily the daughter topic, but if you have found the almost perfect right guy, but he has something that you're just not a fan of, and you're can this be my non-negotiable? Can this be my huge red flag? I need to get the fuck out of here. Is this not the guy? Let me break the news to you. If he is the guy, if he is the right guy, if he is the perfect guy, none of those things will matter to you. Okay. So I used to have this friend who had been in really toxic relationships, and she we've all been through the toxic relationships. She had some domestic violence go on in her past relationship. So she just was a really hurt soul when it came to relationships, but she had found this amazing guy who treated her right. He made her laugh. He made her smile. He did everything that she could have wanted him to do. He was the ultimate guy for her. But the only thing, he had a small ween, and she was not happy about it. She was ugh, my last guy, he had a monster and this and that, and this guy is meh, what should I do? I should leave him. Maybe he's not the one. Let me tell you, if that is what's going to stop you from being in a healthy, good relationship, then maybe you're not ready for the good, healthy relationship. Maybe you're not mentally prepared for that. Maybe you're not okay with that, and that's okay. Maybe you still need to heal, and you need to work through different things and get to a healed state, or get to a more healed state before you can get into committed relationships with people that are going to do the right things. Because sometimes, not saying that we are when we're in toxic relationships, we're in that mindset. But sometimes when you're in a toxic relationship, your mind gets morphed into thinking that things like that are normal, or thinking if they have a small wiener, that's gonna that should deter me from this. You're almost self-sabotaging and not allowing yourself to have that good, healthy relationship because you're so used to the toxic, not good relationship. So if you're dealing with that when it comes to this young lady right here with this question, she found the almost perfect guy. Okay. He is perfect and everything that she could ever want and more, but he has an 11-year-old daughter. And the thing with the kids, and this is where I'm like, okay, I can understand you. And mind you, this is coming from a stepchild. This is coming from my parents are divorced, and I have 2 step parents. So I am a child of that. I know how it feels when another woman or another man comes into my parents' life. I know how that makes me feel, but I know all of those emotions. So not saying that is going to be easy, because I'm going to be the first one to tell you that you being in a relationship with somebody who has a child, especially a child that's like 11 years old, who has like their own mindset, who has their own ideas, who can also probably be easily like manipulated by their other parent to think certain ways. It's not going to be an easy ride. It's going to be an uphill battle, but it will be worth it. You as the stepmommy, okay, or as the person who is coming into her life and coming into this man's life, you have to also be okay with that. Please, if you truly are not okay with having a child in your life, like a stepchild, do not get in a relationship with somebody that has a child. Please don't do it, because that child will feel the resentment and the anger and the frustration that you feel when it comes to them, because you don't really want them in your life. So if you're truly like, I need you to seriously reflect, is this something that you can handle? I need you to write down pros and cons of this man in all aspects. Doesn't have to include the child at all. Like all aspects. Like, is he, how does he treat his child? Like, does he, respect his child? Does he respect her decisions? Does he, care about her? Does he take care of her? Like all of those things, because I'm assuming if this is your dream guy, you probably also want him to be the father of your children one day too. Well, honey, you're getting a preview. You're getting a pre-show of what he's going to be like as a father. So pay attention. Look at how he's taking care of his kid. See how he talks about his kid. See how active he is in his kid's life. And that's going to tell you what kind of father he's going to be to your kids. Because if he's not going to do it to one, he ain't going to do it to another. Okay? That's number 1. And also take a look at how he treats his baby mama. Because if he treats his baby mama like dirt, he talking shit about his baby mama, he fucking always talks about his baby mama, he calls her a hoe, he calls her this, that, and the third, he doesn't pay child support, all those different types of things, then yes, that is your red sign to run. And that means he's not the perfect man. But if he's respectful, if he understands her boundaries, if he pays for his child, if he, talks about her with respect, then that is a green sign, girl. Green light, go, go, go. Because a man who can have respect for his baby mama and for his child will have respect for you. Same thing of like, you know that old saying of like, look at how a man treats his mom and that's how he's going to treat you. It's the same thing. Look at how a man treats his baby mama and that's how he's going to treat you and your child. But what should you do? I need you to, like I said, write out pros and cons of him as just him, Mr. Perfect, okay? I also need you to write pros and cons of him having a daughter. And if the cons list is longer, that's your cue to get out. But you already know, deep down, deep down, you know if you're going to be okay with that. So go with your instinct, go with your intuition. But like I said, if you're really not okay with it, if you really can't stand the fact that he has a child and you can't stand the fact he has a baby mama and all of that stuff, then please do not date him. Get out while you can, because no child should feel the frustration and the anger of another woman coming into their life because they're not happy that you exist. Like, no child should fucking feel that way. I've felt that and it's not a fucking good feeling. So don't do that shit. Do not do that shit. Okay? Okay. My second question for Ask Your Besties. Advice. Ooh, so sorry, guys. Advice for a woman who is back and forth between her healing era and her reckless era. Okay, number 1. How old are you? Okay, that's number 1. How old are you? If you are in your early 20s or like your 20s or your early 30s and you have time to waste or you have time to blow, Be in your reckless era. That's okay. It's okay to be in your reckless era. I am all for healing era. Don't get me wrong. Love the healing era. Love, meditation and yoga and journaling and green tea matchas and shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Love that. Okay. But we all are living a human existence and we can all have a reckless era. So that's my number one question. How old are you? If you have time to blow, if you have time to waste, and that's too, if you've already had your time, if you have your children, you have your house, you have your stable, right? You can be reckless. You've already done your shit, right? If you're in a position where you can have time to blow it. Be reckless. Do whatever you want to fucking do. Don't let anybody tell you oh, you shouldn't be doing that. That's bad. Passing judgment on you. Don't let anybody do that because they have had their own reckless era too. Do not be fooled. There is so many people out here that try to pass judgment and they're doing reckless shit behind closed doors. Okay. So if you have time to blow, be in your reckless era. But if you don't have time to blow, if you're no, I really, really want to settle down. I want to find a husband. I want to have kids. I want to have a career. I want to have a home. I want to, you have goals, whatever your goals are. If you have goals, then you need to sit your butt down and you need to get into your healing era and you need to get into your busy girl era and your boss girl era because we don't have time to waste. If you have a lot of goals, we don't have time to waste. Okay. So if you have time to blow, be in your reckless era. If you have goals, some serious goals that you want to do right now, you need to be in your healing era. Also, because I feel a lot of the time, especially women when they come out of relationships, especially toxic ass relationships, it's the battle of fucking reckless era or healing era. It's the bad shoulder, the good shoulder. It's a fucking battle for it. I always say, be a little fucking reckless at first. Be a little fucking reckless. You deserve it. You just got out of you got out of the trenches, bitch. You got out of prison. Be a little fucking reckless. Go fuck some guys if you want to. Go out all night if you want to. Have a snooky moment. Live your life. Live your fucking life. You literally just got out of fucking prison. Live your fucking life. If you have had to deal with that and you want to live your life, then live it. But understand that you still need to fucking heal. You still need to heal from the traumas that you've been through. You still need to work through all of that because eventually the reckless era is going to be done and you're going to need to heal from it. So I think if you understand, okay, I need to heal from this. I definitely need to work on this, but I want to live my life a little bit and I want to have fun and I want to let loose. That's totally fine. But also remember, we are in a human existence. Nobody is perfect in this fucking universe. It doesn't matter what the fuck they tell you. No one's fucking perfect. If you want to have fun, if you want to go out, if you want to drink, if you want to live your life, do it, but heal after. Okay. Our third question. How do you calm yourself in the midst of chaos? Okay. This, I feel I'm really good at it unless it's an emergency. The other day, I was doing a cord cutting from somebody and it got fucking crazy, right? It literally got nuts. I literally almost burnt my fucking house down. My husband, thank God he was there because he was able to take care of everything and not let the house burn down. But in situations like that, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really good. I learned that I'm not really good at situations like that. I freak out, I have a panic attack and I don't know what the fuck to do. So I can't really help you there. But in chaos of life and just things are going on and one thing after another, something that really always helps me is, can I control it? Is there anything that kiannajit, can I physically do in this situation to make it better right here, right now? Okay. If the answer is no, then I release it and I'm not going to let me and my mind and my body and my soul stress over it. Okay. So I know I was talking to a client the other day and I was am I the only one that be laying in bed and then randomly I start freaking out over did I fucking pay that bill? Or where's my social security card? Where you just start freaking out over random ass shit. Okay. Am I going to get up and find my social security card? Am I going to get up and figure out if I paid that bill? If I'm not going to do that, if that isn't going to happen or I can't, or sometimes I will like freak out like, oh, I need to talk to this person, or I need to tell this person something. I can't do it right here in that moment. So I'm not going to allow myself to stress, because I'm the type of person that I will like allow myself to overthink and overthink and overthink and overthink. And then until it consumes me and I can't fucking sleep and I'm sick to my stomach and I'm sweating and I'm having a panic attack. That is the type of person I am. So I have to allow myself to release whatever the fuck I'm stressing about, and I will revisit it in the morning. So when you are going through chaos and things are going on in your life, and like for example, my friend the other day, or like it was like a couple weeks ago, her AC went out and there was nothing she could do. The AC went out. She's calling everybody around town. Can you come fix my AC? Can you check on it? And there was no openings. She could either A, freak the fuck out, literally have a panic attack, lose her mind, and go crazy, or she can acknowledge that this is happening, continue to try to find a resolution for it. If she cannot find a resolution for it, she releases it and lets it go. Now, which one do you think is going to be more stressful and is going to cause more stress and going to cause more anxiety and going to make you have a panic attack? Obviously, the first fucking option. So if you're going through something where you just feel like there's so much chaos going on and you can't control anything, then you need to release it and you need to let it go, honey, because if not, it's just going to eat you alive. It is going to eat you alive. Another thing that really helps me is taking a step back. Like, taking a step back from whatever the fuck I feel is chaos. If it's like a friend group, if it's family, if it's like a situation, whatever the case may be, like literally physically taking a step back, like being like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go take a step outside, or I'm putting my phone on D&D. I'm turning my fucking phone off. Like whatever the case may be, I am taking a step fucking back because I need to protect my peace at all costs. Okay. My peace is number one. So if you are dealing with chaos, take a step back and release what you cannot control, because it will eat you alive. It will eat you alive. My last question of the Ask Your Besties. This I feel like is one that a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of my clients I've heard just like struggle with it. So it makes sense that it was asked. I've been in a committed relationship for 6 years and I love him, but sometimes I feel like I don't know if I want this forever, but I don't have the courage to leave. What should I do? Number one, communicate. If you've been feeling this way for a long fucking time, it's been like months, years, you need to communicate that you don't know if you're happy, because it's not fair for somebody in a relationship to not know that the other person is feeling a certain type of way. And this goes for both parties, okay? Because how many times do we hear about relationships ending, and like most of the time the guy's like, oh, I don't know, like I thought we were happy. I'm never going to be a man advocate, but honey, unfortunately, they really cannot read our minds. And sometimes you have to vocally be like, I don't know if I'm happy. I don't know if I want this. I don't know if this is what I want forever. Whatever the case may be, however you're feeling, you need to communicate. But also remember that we are, as women, we have different emotions, different phases in our menstrual cycle. I can't remember exactly what phase it is, but there's a phase where you like literally hate your partner. I can't remember what phase. I feel like it's the luteal. Please do not quote me. I probably sound like an idiot trying to pronounce that right now, but look into it. Look into the different types of menstrual cycles that we have and how they can make our emotions feel and make us feel. But there's a cycle that makes us feel that way. So think of things like that too. But if you truly, like, if it's been like a couple months, it's been like a year where you're just like, I don't know if I want this, but you don't have the courage to leave, I need you to look at what is that. Why aren't you having that courage? I need you to take away the relationship for a minute. Take away from the relationship for a minute. Where is it coming from where you're like, I don't have the courage to leave? Why don't you have that courage? What is it about leaving? Is it the fear of change? Is it the fear of abandonment? Is it the fear that you don't feel like anybody's going to love you like they love you? Is it not knowing if you're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet? Like, what is causing you to have that lack of courage, that lack of like self-worth, and the self-confidence, the lack of self-confidence that you don't know if you'll be able to make it out on your own? Because once you start to look at that, that will give you the courage to be able to step away, or it'll help you realize what is the issue that's going on in the relationship, because maybe you feel like you depend too much on them. Or if it sounds like you guys have been together for 6 years, you don't really know what it's like to be without this person. You don't know what your life would be like without them, and maybe that's something that you want to explore, and that is okay. It's okay to be in a long committed relationship and end up feeling like this isn't what I want forever, and choosing yourself instead of choosing the other person. That's okay. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I've spent too much time, like I've wasted so much time, like I should just be with them. Like I hear it all the fucking time in marriages and relationships and things like that. Like what am I gonna do? I just wasted 12 years of my life. No, babe, you didn't waste 12 years of your life. If you continue to stay in a relationship where you know you don't want to be in forever, that's when you start to waste your time. That is when you do. But when you've loved a person for 12 years or 6 years or whatever the case may be, and you're just realizing that this isn't something you want forever, and you take a step back and you change your outcome, that's not wasting your time. You've learned something from them. You say you still love this guy, so obviously you care about him and you loved your relationship that you had with him. But I'm a huge fan of making lists, if you guys could not tell. So I need you to make a list of pros and cons of being in a relationship with him. Not him, but a relationship with him. What are the pros? What are the cons? And don't be afraid to put like free housing or, big D, anything like that. Like, do not be afraid to put anything like that on there, because that is a pro and that is a con, honey. So put all of that down. Once you finish writing your list, you know deep down, before you even ask the question, if you want to be with him forever. You already know. I don't have to tell you. Nobody else has to tell you. The list doesn't have to tell you. You have to tell yourself. But making lists like this and hearing things like this will definitely help you gain the courage. Once you make that list, I also want you to start doing some shadow work. Look up shadow work journal prompts for lack of self-confidence, lack of courage, and you will definitely be able to work on all of that. I feel like once you work on all of that, take a step back, look at your relationship, reevaluate, and communicate, because that is what's going to help you be able to take a step back from the relationship if that's truly what you want, and be able to save your friendship, because I feel like you want the friendship saved. Like, you don't want to create like this animosity and this hatred that I think a lot of people see when they see like relationships end. And I think that that's what scares a lot of people, is like the anger that comes afterwards, or the like huge betrayal. And a lot of people think like, oh my God, you need to have a huge betrayal to end a relationship. No, if you generally don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in it. That's simple. Don't be in it. Don't cheat. Don't wait for them to cheat. Don't wait for some big conflict to happen to walk away. Walk away now, because that's when you start to waste your time. But that is all I have today for Ask Your Besties. I'm so glad I finally was able to do Ask Your Besties. I miss doing these because we can really talk about some serious shit that you guys are going through. But I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a beautiful week. It's going to be a great week. We're manifesting all your manifestations to come true. And I hope you guys have a great day. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.